Hey, greetings and salutations. Today, I want to talk to you about an awesome device I found. This is a spill-proof gas can that I overpaid for at the gas station the other day when I was on my way down there and I ran out of fuel. And I am so glad I found this device. This device here allows you to put the magical freedom fluid that comes up out of the ground at the gas pump, and it allows you to transfer said freedom fluid in this vessel to your home or your vehicle that's on the side of the road a half mile away. This device is an amazing engineering marvel, and I'm so glad it's part of my life. And I can't imagine living another day without this awesome product. Said no one ever. So realistically, fellas, you see this device, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Oh. No good. If you're familiar with these are those damn safety plastic cans that they're really an abomination. To understand why we have these stupid safety devices on these gas cans, you need to understand where all this regulatory crap came from. And it came from California. This is all carb compliant stuff, and now everything has to be carb compliant. What it really boils down to is this is the result of our over litigious culture here in America, where everybody wants to sue everybody else rather than accept responsibility for their actions. So if you're an old fellow like me, you probably remember the day when these came out back in the 80s. These plastic gas cans really came to be in the 80s. And before that, they were metal, and actually metal is a better vessel for dispensing fuel, but metal gas cans get dented and they rust, and plastic's a lot cheaper. And there's nothing wrong with these per se. It's just that you need to know what the limitations are. And one of the biggest limitations are, you need to make sure that if you have one of these older gas cans that has the vent thing on it and a regular bendy spout without any of this garbage, you need to make sure that your bendy spout is in good condition, the gaskets are in place, and your vent cap is there. A lot of times with older gas cans, the tether that keeps the top connected to the bottom gets broken, and eventually this gets lost, and some dumbass goes and fills up the gas can without a vent cap in it, throws it in the backseat of the car, and wonders why they go up in a ball of flame as soon as they light their cigarette. It just kind of amazes me that the powers that be would want to bubble wrap our entire society, completely rendering natural selection obsolete. But I digress. Oh, and the other thing I don't like about these things, you never get all the gas out of them. No matter how hard you try, there's still going to be a little bit of gas left in your thing. For all intents and purposes, these are pretty good ideas, and these are ideas brought to fruition by engineers who probably have their wives pump their gas for them. I don't know. And everything starts out with good intentions, but they rarely function as advertised. And my question is, this says right here, pours up to 2.5 times faster. Faster than what? Molasses? Peel back label for instructions. Brother, if you need to peel back a label to freaking get to the instructions of how to operate this, may have overthought things. This should be about a 4-step process. Take off the cap, fill it with fuel, put back on the cap, dispense the fuel. Seems pretty simple to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump the rest of this gas out, and I'm going to fill this with water up to the recommended level. And then I'll put all this garbage back on, and we're going to time how much it takes to dispense a gallon of fuel out of this thing. And then I'm going to make some modifications to this and see if it speeds up the process any. So shall we? So I filled it up to the gallon mark. Now Let's go dump it. Okay, to operate this fine piece of engineering, you gotta take and push that in, and that will allow you to plunge the thing. This will actually allow the fuel to start to flow. If you look here, fuel flows through this part, and then this part is the actual vent, and air will siphon through this. Ends up sounding something like, you know, Hannibal in the Silence of the Lambs. Something like that. But in order for this to work, you need to unlock it, and that will allow the fluid to come forth. So let's set the timer. So I'm gonna use this garbage can as leverage to activate this thing, because I don't think I can do all this with just two hands. So let's stop. Minus 5 seconds for the beginning and the end. Look at that. About 32 seconds, roughly. Now let's make some modifications to this and see if it actually improves it or not. Alright, this is a pretty simple modification, and I'm going to provide a link in the description to an Amazon affiliate link where you can purchase some of these. This is just a vent, yeah, simple vent, and they're cheap. And what you do is, this particular one, it requires a 1/2-inch drill. And I'm gonna put it right here. Go slow. Yeah, and you just take this and you push it in place. And now you've got a real man's vent. Not this silly horse shit. Let's disable some of this tomfoolery while we're at it. One of the things I hate most about these things is this little gadget right here, and it keeps you from turning the thing off, and the last thing you want to do is dink around with having to push something to untwist this thing. Now, I understand that you don't want children getting in gas cans. And all I got to say to that is, teach your children not to mess with gas cans. I'm just going to take a utility knife and cut this right off. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Now when you want to take the thing off, you can just take it off. Second thing I want to do is I'm going to disable this thing. Ah. There we go. You can see how this thing works now, eh? All right, so now let's go test it and see if that speeds things up a little bit. Air filter back up to the 1 gallon mark. Let's go dump it. Okay. Open up the vent. There. Come on. I don't know if that's important enough for you to go through the process, but 10 seconds is 10 seconds. And you can see that that flowed a lot better, and that's just a pain in the ass. But I disabled all that stuff, you know, you didn't have to fool around with all these levers and clicks. But, you know, this thing, it's only a gallon, it's not that heavy, but when you talk about 5 gallons, this is 40 pounds, man. You fill this up with 5 gallons, that's 40 pounds of fuel. And there's nothing more frustrating than standing this thing on its end, trying to keep pressure down on this spring-loaded crap, you know, hold it up, you know, and trying to keep this thing from spilling fuel all over the place. The less time that you have to spend dealing with that nonsense, that's 10 seconds of life that I got back. Personally, I prefer old military jerry cans. But guess what? The government doesn't allow those to be sold anymore either. You can get NATO cans, but you gotta get the freaking spout that has this kind of fuckery on it anyway. You can scour the internet, you might be able to find some used stuff. I have a couple of old military jerry cans with the old metal flexi spouts. Those are awesome. And those will dispense 5 gallons of fuel in no time at all. Lickety split. If you get your hands on those, do it. But they're getting harder and harder to come by. And you probably pay a premium for them. And finally, what you can do also is you can go on Amazon and you can find replacement spouts for the old style cans, you know, the white plastic ones with a little bendy bit. When you go to Amazon to buy these, I'd appreciate it if you went and search for those things. They'll probably come up in your search criteria, and purchase those within 24 hours of you purchasing these. And you can help support this channel financially. I get a little big kickback. Doesn't cost you anything extra. I just get a little bit of a commission off that stuff. So if you could do that, I'd appreciate it. And if you can't afford to do that, then we're probably related. So if you despise these as much as I do, hammer away at that like button. If you thought it was a waste of your time, I apologize profusely. This certainly was not my intention. But do that. Either way is okay with me. Share this video with your vast social media network if you're so inclined. If you got something to say, just hammer away at the keys down there in the comment section. You know you're dying to. Just go right ahead. I'll wait. Good? Okay. If you haven't done so yet, down underneath this window is a red button that says subscribe. Click on that button and it'll change color. I think it turns gray or something. I don't know. But click that subscribe button and right next to it's a little picture of a bell. Click that bell icon and a little window will pop up and you got to check a box that says you want to receive notifications from this channel. Do that and you'll be notified next time I upload a video. And until next time, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep your powder dry, and have a splendid day. Okay, bye.